E-bikes, they're fast, they're fun, and they're seemingly everywhere. But as more of them hit the streets, a big question is being asked. Should they be insured, registered with the DVLA, and only ridden by licensed cyclists? Right now in the UK, most e-bikes, otherwise known as electronically assisted pedal cycles, or EPACs for short, do not require a license, registration or insurance to cycle, as long as they fit under certain rules. It must be pedal assist only, so no throttle or button to make them go faster, and have a speed limit of 15.5 miles an hour and a wattage limit of 250 watts. As long as they fit within these specifications, they are treated the same as any other bicycle on the street. But with more high-powered and modified e-bikes hitting the streets, concerns about safety and fairness are becoming a big question. So what are the main concerns? So from what I can see, the main concerns include things like pedestrian safety. More and more illegal e-bikes are being seen going through red lights when people are trying to cross the road, or even going up on pavements and hitting people. And with some of these cycles going at 30-40 miles an hour through the town centre, it means that if somebody's hit by one of them, it's akin to being hit by a scooter or even a small car. In fact, there's been reports of people being hit by e-bikes and dying a few days after. There are also concerns around criminality and how e-bikes are being used by criminals to firstly evade police at high speeds, because unfortunately the police can only either chase on a bicycle, where they are limited by what the pedal assisted e-bike can do, or they can chase them on a car, where it is obviously unsafe to be chasing somebody on basically what is a small bike at high speed. So a lot of criminals are using things like these e-bikes to get away from police really, really fast. And also they are using it for things like phone snatching and other things like common assault and stuff like that. There are also concerns from the fire service around the batteries that these types of bikes are using. They are using lithium-ion batteries, which when damaged or poorly maintained or overcharged or even badly modified, can cause thermal runaway, which can cause extremely hot fires that burn very, very hot and for a very, very long period of time and are very difficult to extinguish. I've even seen footage of batteries like this exploding. I saw.
The batteries used on e-bikes are lithium. On any e-vehicle, if you use the wrong charger or the unit is damaged, this can be the result. And fire brigades fear DIY e-bike conversions can increase the chances of mismatched and unsafe electrics.
So how is this affecting the gig economy, where riders are reliant on their bicycles or their e-bikes to make a living? But they're not just reliant on their bicycles and e-bikes, they're also reliant on the companies to make accurate estimates on how long delivery trips are going to take to make sure and ensure that their pay is correct. With more and more riders using illegal e-bikes going to speeds in excess of 25 miles an hour, what this is doing is giving the company's algorithm improper data. So it is telling the algorithm that basically an e-bike is able to complete a delivery in a much quicker period of time than a legal e-bike is actually able to. So this is creating a compounding set of events that's working against legal couriers, because not only can somebody on an illegal e-bike finish a delivery quicker and be ready to accept another order, thus earning more money, they're also tricking the algorithm into thinking that a fee, that an order would take a shorter amount of time than it actually will, which is allowing these companies to actually pay people less than they actually should be, because a legal e-bike that can go 15.5 miles an hour is obviously going to take a longer period of time than a illegal e-bike that's doing 25.5 miles an hour. And this is all being fed into the algorithm. The algorithm's making decisions based on this data, which is obviously completely skewed. This is also, of course, creating a situation where other riders that may be doing it legally are taking more risks than they otherwise would have to make sure that their orders are completed in a more timely manner. So I can see that people are making decisions when it comes to traffic that they maybe shouldn't be taking risks that they maybe wouldn't have done if the algorithm wasn't working in this way. Some people say that regulating all e-bikes for insurance licensing and registration would go too far. They say that most people are doing things the correct way. They're riding a legal e-bike and they're not breaking any rules. This would also, of course, discourage things like carbon-free transport and would probably hit the working class hardest. They say that legal e-bike riders that are currently playing by the rules should not pay the price for people that are not playing by the rules, the illegal e-bike riders who are causing concerns. In some countries, like Germany, for example, more powerful e-bikes are treated like mopeds, with registration and insurance a must. In others, like the US, e-bikes are put into different classes with different rules for each class. So, the UK could take a more structured approach to this with different levels of e-bike needing different registrations and different regulations. So, should e-bikes be registered and insured? Well, I think personally, yes, especially those that are more high-speed variety and the ones with throttles on them. Because it seems that at the moment, although the police are trying hard, they're not able to keep them off the roads. In fact, I see advertisements for new types of e-bikes like this every single day. And I feel like it's just something that's going to grow over time and the police just aren't going to be able to keep up. However, I feel like a normal e-bike, which is bought with its factory settings and not modified, should be allowed to ride around without registration, insurance and a license. But I do think it's time that the companies that are selling these bikes make it clear that these are not legal e-bikes. They are essentially mopeds and they should be ridden with a license, registration and insurance. And I think it's about time that legislation is put in place to make sure that this happens. As I said as well, the big delivery companies are quietly profiting off of the back of people using these types of bikes by being able to drive down pay scales. So I definitely think it's a really important thing to try and get a handle on. But please let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please take the time to like, comment, subscribe, all those things that YouTube absolutely loves. But I shall see you in the next video.